This is the AWS News Desk, live from Seattle, with your host, Rudy Chetty.
Thank you for joining us for this final broadcast of AWS News Desk reInvent Edition. It's been our pleasure bringing you the top highlights from the conference these last 3 weeks. In all, we've had more than 60 significant launches this month, with the AWS service teams unveiling 180 services and features since the start of the conference. On today's show, we're going to hear from Amazon CTO Werner Vogels on his predictions for 2021. But I can tell you, the pace of cloud adoption is not expected to slow down. But first, have you ever wondered how this massive conference is being streamed live? AWS is a powerhouse for the media industry, with regions globally and seemingly limitless capacity. It helps to stream Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, Disney+, and so much of the world's premium sports and entertainment content. Rob Munoz now with a look at the technology in this space.
Just 13 months after launch, Disney Plus has surpassed growth estimates by a long shot. Days ago, it reported it now has more than 86 million subscribers. Previously, it had projected hitting that milestone in 2024. The magic of Disney has a far reach, but the underlying infrastructure powering this streaming app isn't all mysterious. It runs on AWS. In fact, AWS has a long list of companies that use its global footprint to deliver content, but it also offers much more in this space. Last week, Viacom-CBS announced one of the biggest cloud initiatives in the media industry. It's migrating its entire broadcast TV operations. That includes 425 linear television channels and 40 global data and media centers. This large-scale transformation is one of the first in the industry. During reInvent, Viacom-CBS CTO Phil Weiser shared why they are making this move.
Look, we have to innovate faster. We need to enable our businesses to create new content experiences cheaper and faster than they've ever been able to do before.
For its own part, AWS also relies on its technology. The first ever virtual reInvent is being superpowered by a tiny device, Aws Elemental Link.
We took a little different approach this year and utilized a global team to help deliver that. We have production sites in the United States and a master control team in Sydney, Australia, and a platform team in Israel. And so it really took a team effort from a multitude of teams to ensure that we were able to deliver this content over 3 weeks with a follow-the-sun approach. And as part of that, the link really helped us do so because these teams could then remote in and keep an eye on and ensure that the link encoders were contributing content correctly at the highest quality.
Josh Winstead showed off this orange little box. It's called the Aws Elemental Link, and it helps take live video content into the cloud. And then integrates it into the AWS console, allowing companies more flexibility in their broadcasts.
One of the most exciting things about the AWS Elemental Link encoder is that it really reduces the barrier of entry for folks who want to work with the media services in the console. So now what we've done is we've made it more affordable and accessible for individuals and small companies to use the same tools that large broadcasters and distributors use on a daily basis.
In the past, this could only be achieved with larger on-site encoders, which took up more room and they cost more. But these plug-and-play link devices are managed entirely from the cloud, giving media and entertainment companies more flexibility. In Seattle, I'm Rob Munoz.
Amazon CTO Werner Vogels is looked at globally as a trend maker given his important role at Amazon and AWS alike. He pulled together this exclusive video for you with his predictions for the coming year.
Cloud will be everywhere. Gone are the days of cloud being contained in a group of data centers. Cloud is moving to the edge of the network, where it is being embedded in devices we carry with us, in our cars, and throughout our homes and workplaces. The Internet of Machine Learning. As machine learning use continues to expand, we'll also see an explosion in machine-to-machine connections. In 2018, only 33% of connections on the internet were machine-to-machine. In 2021, this will be well over 50%. The next step in this evolution, and something we'll see more in 2021 and beyond, is machine learning moving out of the data center to the edge of the network. In 2021, pictures, video, and audio will speak more than words. As I've long said, I predict the phasing out of the keyboard will continue, moving towards human-centric interfaces instead of machine-centric ones. As we move into 2021 and beyond, the amount of text we consume on our screens will continue to reduce, and we will make greater use of multimedia and other mediums to communicate. Technology will transform our physical world as much as our digital worlds. Due to COVID, 2021 is a year where we start to see data analytics play a bigger role in designing our cities and other gathering spots. This will enable humans to stay efficient and connected, while better encouraging healthy behaviors such as social distancing. It will be the true convergence of the digital and the physical as we use data collected in 2020 to help redesign our cities for the future. Snow days are over. Sorry kids. With COVID, education has gone through a rapid shift, almost more than any other industry, and it isn't going back. Technology and access to it has played a huge role in children's education during this pandemic. This next year is when we're going to prove that remote learning can work, and that it can even be a better option for some. Small businesses will race to the cloud, and Sub-Saharan Africa and Southeast Asia will lead the way. In 2021, we're going to see a massive shift in small businesses beginning to make use of technology to reach their customers. And to enable these small businesses, we're going to see an explosion of higher level technologies and service providers that will cater to these organizations. Access to new technologies is allowing small businesses to do everything large enterprises can do. From spinning up a chatbot to help answering frequently asked questions, to getting a simple CRM or ERP system in place and running within minutes. Small businesses are getting the benefits of sophisticated architectures and applications through software as a service in the cloud, without having to invest the time and expense in building it themselves. At re:Invent last year, we announced Amazon Bracket, a fully managed quantum computing service that helps researchers and developers get started with quantum technology to accelerate research and discovery. In 2020, we made it available for everyone for cents on the dollar. And based on our experience with making advanced cloud technologies affordable, available and understandable to everyone, I can confidently say that 2021 will be the year quantum computing gets to work. And space is the final frontier. In 2021 and beyond, I predict space will be the area where we will see some of the greatest advancements when it comes to cloud technologies. Whether it is microsatellites helping researchers track glacial recession, or maritime agencies protect vulnerable marine resources, or agronomists better predict food supply. The applications we see from cloud technologies running in space will be truly out of this world.
You can go deeper on Werner's predictions on his blog, All Things Distributed. Before we close out the show, we want to share with you a special story about a program called Justice Through Code. It's put on by Columbia University and receives financial support from AWS.
It's been 11 years now. March 4th, 2009. The date you go in and the date you come home, you'll never forget those days.
The day I was arrested was the day I found out I was like 4 weeks pregnant. You think your life's over and then someone tells you you're pregnant, and it's just kind of, it's a lot. But it's the best thing that could have ever happened to me, all of it.
Coming home, it's just a crazy reality. You've been constricted to this small area for such a long time, constantly kind of being told and through the messaging of the system that you're less than, and it's really difficult to separate from that. I'm Aidan McDonald, and I'm the founder and program manager of Justice Through Code. Justice Through Code is a semester-long coding and interpersonal skills intensive for the formerly incarcerated. I think it's really telling to think about the statistics. About 4 years after release from incarceration, 75% of people will be rearrested. Single most important predictor of recidivism is unemployment, but yet people can't get jobs.
It's very difficult just completely starting over. The excitement of being free, but then the reality of not being prepared. That things had changed rapidly in just the few short years that I was away. And when you're incarcerated, everything is stripped from you. Like, you're no longer who you are. And then when you come home, you're trying to be just be a person again.
I mean, I can speak to my personal experience. I was incarcerated in federal prison for close to 4 years. When I returned home, I went to a halfway house in Connecticut. And for me, it was very difficult to get a job. A year after release from incarceration, 75% of people will be unemployed. When you look at that and think about the statistics that for the bottom 10% of earners in this country, their children are approximately 20 times more likely to end up incarcerated in their lifetimes than the top 10% of earners. Not only is it impossible to get a job, in many ways, because of the way that we treat people that have returned home from prison, these young children don't have a chance as well.
There's definitely a fear, like, all right, so now I'm coming out of prison, who's gonna hire me? I remember looking up different careers and all of these requirements, like, how am I gonna take care of this little girl that I fought for? Like, how am I gonna be able to provide her the life that she deserves? Someone told me about the Justice Through coding program, and I didn't have experience, but I always wanted to learn it, but it was just kind of like a big overwhelming thing. Like, where do you even start?
No, we're gonna have fun with this one though. Sharpen your skills.
Why coding? Technology and coding is this great equalizer. The industry cares more about your skills than your specific background.
Self.bikes is going to be equal to an empty list.
Excellent.
I really enjoy figuring out the problem, the feeling of getting something right.
This time was a lot smoother.
It was. You guys breezed right through it.
You write a few lines of code, you test it out, and something breaks, and then you got to kind of figure out how to like solve it and then do this and do that, and you have like a picture in your head of what you want something to look like. It's just an amazing feeling of accomplishment.
It's kind of hard to describe because unless you code, it's almost like you can't really understand the feeling.
What's up? It's Thursday, man. Last day of class for the week, you know? Trying to get everybody hyped, man, you know?
Well, let's say I get stuck. You know, like, what will be your next step?
Look, your computer is not going to explode if you make an error. And it's good to make an error so you can understand how to fix the error. Because since you're going to have so many errors, why not know how to fix them?
The code doesn't know I've been to prison. The code just knows I'm a software engineer and that I am going to use it to create something. You want to play the game I made with me? Yeah. See, look, I programmed it, so you type your name here. Now, if I'm faced with a problem, I know how to break it down into small pieces. It's just kind of like rewired my whole brain and how I look at everything in life. Which square do you want?
This one.
You won!
The tech industry has a responsibility to build inclusive technology. And in order to do that, you need to have people from all walks of life.
At least where a person who's formerly incarcerated can apply without having to worry.
Can I have a hug, please?
I'll give you a hug.
I want her to look at me one day and see all that I've accomplished, where I came from, and what I'm doing in my life and how successful I am. And that's what's behind everything I do every day. I'm definitely going to teach her early, though.
It's really exciting to see that our students will be a part of that work to shape our future, and that they'll be able to contribute to us living in a more equitable world.
We're rewriting the code. We're rewriting the code.
What an incredible program. That's all for us today. It's been my pleasure the last few weeks bringing you the day's top highlights and sharing some of my conversations with customers and AWS experts. But all good things must come to an end. So with that, I say till next time. Thank you for watching. I'm Rudy Chetty, AWS News Desk, signing out.